Here's a psychology fact you're not ready for. The people who think the most often move the least. If your mind never shuts up. If you plan everything but execute nothing. This video will explain why your thoughts feel powerful, but your life stays stuck. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis. And once you understand it, you'll stop blaming yourself for being lazy, unmotivated, or not disciplined enough. Because this isn't a motivation problem. Your goals, your potential, your confidence, they're not blocked by lack of intelligence. They're trapped inside your head. But here's where it gets worse. Overthinking feels responsible. That's why it's so dangerous. Here's the painful truth psychology reveals. Your brain overthinks to avoid risk, not to solve problems. Action creates exposure. Exposure creates judgment. Judgment creates emotional pain. So your brain chooses the safest option it knows. Thinking. Because thinking feels like progress, without the consequences of failure. And this next part explains why some of the smartest people you know are also the most stuck. Your brain is designed to predict danger. When faced with a decision, it asks, what if this goes wrong? What if I embarrass myself? What if I regret this forever? So it runs mental simulations. Again. And again. And again. But here's the psychological problem. Certainty is addictive and impossible. The more you think, the more outcomes you imagine. The more outcomes you imagine, the less safe any decision feels. So instead of clarity, you get paralysis. Your mind tells you, I just need more information. I'll act when I'm ready. I'm being careful. But psychology says, you're delaying discomfort, not decisions. If this is hitting hard, good. It means you've been confusing thinking with control. Here's something most people never realize. Overthinking gives your brain a false sense of power. When you think, you feel smart. You feel prepared. You feel above mistakes. But real growth doesn't come from avoiding mistakes. It comes from surviving them. Psychologically, your brain prefers imagined success over imperfect action. Because imagined success can't hurt you. This is why you rehearse conversations you never have. You plan goals you never start. You imagine futures you never step into. Your brain isn't lazy. It's protecting your self-image. Here's the truth you've been avoiding. Overthinking is a fear of being seen trying. Trying means you might fail. You might look foolish. You might prove your doubts right. So instead, your brain keeps everything theoretical. Because in theory, you're still perfect. If you want to break this cycle, start with this. Stop asking, what's the right move? Start asking, what's the smallest move? Your brain doesn't need confidence. It needs evidence. Here's the mental trick that actually works. Action creates clarity, not the other way around. One small action teaches your brain, this wasn't fatal. And fear loses power. Your mind isn't broken. It's just afraid of learning in public. And the moment you move, imperfectly, thinking loses its grip.